With the world slowly starting to open up, it's one thing to be ready, but how are your customers going to find you? Today's episode is about your hospitality property's visibility. Welcome to another edition of Hospitality Property School. I am your instructor, Jerry McPherson. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. And make sure to hit the little bell so you'll be informed when I upload a new video. You won't want to miss anything I designed especially for you. People have been thinking of travel since the start of COVID-19, and in the not too distant future, this is going to become a reality. Hospitality properties are eager to open the doors to the world, so how are you going to stand out from your competitors? Your hospitality property's visibility ranking higher on Google. How can you do this? You need to have your website search engine optimized, but many owners and managers are not sure or nervous about SEO. Plus, it rarely offers any quick wins or instant gratification. This is a long-term endeavor. For this to work, you need to have your house in order before you see any real results from your search optimization efforts. It is not just a one-and-done task to be crossed off your marketing to-do list. Just to be clear, you don't have to be all that tech-savvy to understand SEO. Anytime you create content for a new promotion or try to capture traffic from a blog post, optimizing for search engines should be baked right in, from the initial thought to publication. Here are some ways you can set yourself up for success. Make your website easy to use. One of the best things you can do for your property's website is to improve the user experience. Search engines consider a lot of different ranking factors when deciding which pages get top placement on the results page. Does your website load quickly? Does it function well on mobile device? Is it easy to navigate around? Find the right info? Book a room? Even with limited experience, there are things you can do to make it easier for potential direct booking guests to find and use your website. Continue reading and I'll share 8 ways to make it easier for your potential guests to find you. Right after a word from our sponsors. Question for hotel, resort, inn, bed and breakfast, etc. owners and managers. What if, knowing how to open your hospitality property doors post-COVID-19 and giving your guests such a safe and amazing experience that they will not only want to return, but will rave to their friends, family, and colleagues about how great your place was as easy as cooking? Sound weird? Let me explain. Reopening your hospitality property using the post-COVID-19 action plan. No guessing, no testing, no wasted time. Just follow the proven recipe and make your property cook. Click the link for more information, and happy cooking! Before the break, I said I would share 8 ways to make it easier for your potential guests to find you. 1. Compress your images and video files. Huge media files slow everything down. If you use a professional photographer or videographer, ask them to compress the files. This means making the file size smaller without sacrificing quality. If you're doing it yourself, you can use a service like Tiny JPG. It's a good idea to check your website's page speed. Your pages should ideally load in about 2 seconds or less, and you can find this out by using a service like uptrends.com. 2. Format sensibly. Formatting not only enhances the reader's overall user experience, but it also tells Google what your content is about. Most pages should have a primary header, also known as Header 1, in a large font, which should be your main page title. Additional headers, Header 2, Header 3, so on, decrease in the page's hierarchy, but are also useful for breaking up your main text with subtitles, making the content more readable. Other things you can try that may help your property rank higher on Google: include your primary keyword in Header 1. Try to naturally use variations of your keyword in your subtitles and throughout the text. Add links within your content, both internal to other pages on your website and external, other relevant websites. Break up your text. Don't cluster huge novel-length blocks of text. Use blank spaces, bullet lists, simple design elements, or images throughout the page. Formatting is important on desktop, but it really makes a difference on mobile, where users are scrolling or skimming content on a small screen. 3. Check for broken links. When potential guests lands on your site, you don't want them clicking on a link that is broken. Run your property's website through the free Ahrefs Broken Link Checker. Or if you know how to use Google Search Console, you can check for broken links there. 4. Design each page so it has a purpose. You don't need to have "Book Now" on every page. You could have other calls to action, for example, explore our region or download our meetings, ebooks. Showcase your property's rooms, explain your function space, introduce your local area, etc. Each page should revolve around a clear purpose or theme. 5. Create content your guests will appreciate. If your time is limited and there's only one thing you can really focus on to improve your SEO strategy, let it be this. Create content your guests will appreciate. Before you get caught up in the hundreds of different ranking factors and SEO assumptions, all you really need to know is that Google wants to help people solve their problems. Ask a question. Get the best possible answer. That's what a search engine algorithm really boils down to. Let me give you examples. I think hospitality properties should have a blog. And if you have one or are thinking of starting one, focus on making your content as high quality as possible. Ask yourself what somebody looking for your rooms page is looking for. What do they want to know? What questions might they have? What are their concerns or pain points? Find out what your guests want to know about you and your destination and answer these questions in your blog. Other content updates you may want to consider for the upcoming year: detailed descriptions of on-site COVID safety protocols, images showing any renovations, branding, and COVID safety features, any new rebranding or post-COVID property reopening date, new room types, product tiers, or in-room amenities, flexible cancellation or refund policies, what on-site facilities or services have reopened as well as their hours of operation, food and beverage menus, including touchless ordering options, explanation of any other contactless technologies set up to protect guests. Do these make sense? Let me know in the comments. 6. Using keywords wisely. When using keywords, it's important for you to write for people, not search engines. Use keywords that your guests are looking for. 7. Don't forget what happens off-page. Search engine optimization is not just about content, keywords, and page speed. Complete your Google My Business listing. Google My Business is a free online business listing. If you haven't already, claim yours and make sure it's completely filled out. Your website URL, property name, property physical address, add high-quality photos, fill in your property's amenities, encourage guests to leave you Google reviews, and make sure you respond to them. 8. Build high-quality backlinks. This is something you do over time. Link building means getting other established, credible websites to link to yours. This backlink is one of the many signals Google uses to tell whether or not your property's website is trustworthy. Get started by linking with your tourist bureau or local media outlets. Working with reputable bloggers is another option. If you happen to hire a PR person or agency, make sure you're working with someone who understands SEO. These two functions must work together. If you are a member of the Hospitality Property School Group, as a bonus, I'm going to talk about maximizing a property's marketing strategy with video content in the Actionable Workshops section. In conclusion, As is often said, there are problems that you see and ones you don't see. Content visibility consistency may fall into the latter camp, but that doesn't mean it isn't any less important a consideration in your long-term plan. Making a few simple changes to the way you approach your property's website content can be a powerful way to secure long-term growth in brand awareness, traffic, and ultimately, direct bookings. To recap, here are the 8 simple hospitality property SEO tips to help you rank higher on Google. Compress your images and video files. Format sensibly. Check for broken links. Design each page so that it has a purpose. Create content your guests will appreciate. Use keywords wisely. Don't forget about what happens off-page. Build high-quality backlinks. This episode should help simplify what many hospitality property marketers consider a confusing topic. Prioritize making your property's website a valuable, trustworthy resource for potential guests, and this will pay off in the long run. In what ways are you making your hospitality property more visible to your guests? Let me know in the comments. Alright, you're going to have access to this episode for the next 6 weeks, and then it's gone. It's going to be locked away in the vault for Hospitality Property School members only. If you're a little curious and would like to see what you would have access to as a member of the Hospitality Property School group, check out the short video in the episode post show notes. In the next episode, I will talk about using chatbots. That's it for today's episode. Until next time, have a fun day. If you haven't done so yet, sign up for the Insider Tips. We are producing wonderful tips weekly. You can find a link in the show notes.